So I was at my son's graduation and came home to smoke and soot damage and everything covered in a layer of black. It's on everything. You can see like the lines from the beams. Everything it touches just soot. Every dish that I have is covered in a layer. All of the trim, the ceilings. Seems to have affected almost every room in the house, though some are more than others. It ruined a lot. This room had all of my computers and stuff in it. They all now have like soot in the actual computers, which is problematic for them to keep running. Some of my hard drives aren't working. It's just awful. They cannot fix the wallpaper. You can see like the damage because the wallpaper is textured, and so there's no way to clean it and get in all these little ridges. And this wallpaper is through 80% of the house. So basically what they're gonna have to do is go room by room and clean everything, all of the draperies, all of the carpets, all the walls. They're gonna have to strip the wallpaper, the antique wallpaper throughout the entire house. They said that they probably will have to actually replace some of the windows because of the way that they're paned. They can't get the soot and stuff out. Like it gets like in between the panes of glass or something. So I had to have windows replaced and carpets shampooed, and even my ceilings are wallpaper and they're all textured, so that'll all have to come out too. And all of my carpets all the way through are gonna have to get shampooed and cleaned. And so this house that I was taking a approach of the next 2 to 3, possibly 4 decades of my life to renovate and kind of turn into Reliquarian House, that's all gonna get done right now. Because it's literally everywhere. It's just on everything. And the mitigator and insurance adjuster came yesterday together and said that we're probably looking at about $500,000 in damage and repairs, which is a lot. And if you've been with me since the beginning of the journey, then you know that my big issue with buying this place was getting the insurance. I called 17, 20 companies, had multiple friends that were in insurance working with me on it, had a bunch of neighbors here that were trying to help. And it wasn't even a matter of like, can I afford it? They were just telling me no. Like, it wasn't like, oh, that insurance is too high. It was just, no, we're not gonna insure this house because it's so big. So Erie Insurance agreed to do what's called functional replacement loss, which means they don't have to replace it as is. So all of these walls are still the original plaster. You can see like all the soot and stuff underneath the wallpaper. They don't have to redo it in plaster. They can do drywall, which is okay. Part of the reason it's so expensive is because we're so remote, and the other part is like there just aren't contractors and artists that know how to do the work the way that they built houses back in the day. So all of this will get torn down. Part of the concern is that everything's wallpapered. My ceilings are wallpapered. And so their worry is that as they start tearing it down, that they're going to damage the walls, and the plaster is going to fall apart. And so I'm just opening up a literal proverbial can of worms. Who knows, maybe literal. Who knows what's in these walls? We're going to find all kinds of fun stuff. It's going to be crazy. So basically, they'll go and work on it each room at a time. The nice thing about it being an old house is I have like 70 doors, so we can work on one area and damage at a time, close the door and section it off, and the rest of the house can remain functional. I'm probably going to have to leave for a little bit while they bring in some ozone machines and things to kind of clear the air and remove the majority of the soot. And then we'll clean the main ballroom. That will probably become the storage area for all of the furnishings. And then we'll go room by room, move everything into the ballroom, clean that space, and then move everything back cleaned into the clean space, shut that door forever, and continue going from there. So this is all dependent because all of the wallpapers are antique. These have been here at least probably 70, 80 years, if not more. They might be original. These have been at least 50 years. We know from like the 70s, 80s. Almost the whole house is wallpapered, so it is going to be a project and a half. It's a little daunting, and it's all dependent because I think what's going to happen is, they're gonna price shop, and let's say a low-end roll of wallpaper is $10 and a high-end roll of wallpaper is $30. They're gonna tell me that they'll give me like 20 or as close to the low end as they can, but like these are all like, antique, textured, high quality, last half a century to a century wallpaper. And I'm probably going to be getting the Temu version in the reimbursement of it. So I've never had to put in a claim this large for this kind of damage. And I'm really curious because I know like the insurance's job is to spend as little money as possible. They also, my policy starts in January, and they upped my policy by $500 a month for this place starting in January. So I'm not feeling too bad about putting in a claim when I'm paying so high for it, but I'm sure as soon as I put in the claim that they're going to raise it again. The insurance is almost as much as the mortgage here. So that's a lot. On the upside, I do think that part of my problem has been that I got this place fully furnished, got it fully preserved, and I'm so nostalgic and such a big fan of history that I've felt like I can't do anything with the place to make it mine because I would be undoing all of this historical significance. But now with everything being all gray and dingy and stuff, I'm going to have to replace it. It's not my fault. So I'm choosing to take that as a sign from the house that she's ready for a new wardrobe and a new identity and to move into this. I think we've spent enough time that she knows that I respect the history and the significance of everything she's been, and that I'll bring that into her new personality. And I'm someone that needs to work with a blank canvas to see it. So stay tuned as we embark on this together, because who knows what's going to happen and how I'm going to manage all this. If you want to follow along and support the project, you can go to patreon.com/Jessica Lark. You can also follow me on YouTube. You can follow me on TikTok. You can follow me on Instagram. You can Google Reliquarian House. And you can listen to lots of explicitives while I figure out how to do whatever we're going to do here.